evening. Happy Saturday to you with the great, the one and only D-Dub Travels here tonight. Let me just refresh this, make sure we're getting out the other side. Takes a minute. All right. Come on, let's go. Let's see. There we are. Okay, and I am live. And a very good evening to you, everybody. It is the 6th of June, 6/6, anniversary of D-Day today. Welcome to all of you. Thanks, Dee, for sitting in tonight. Sweet Pineapple, how are you?
Hey,
Nice
Sweet
to see
Pineapple.
you. And Dee, you're ready to hit the road, huh?
Yes. Oh man, yes.
We are ready to hit the road tomorrow. I think it's going to be exciting. I can't think. Hey, no fear. I can't think of a more exciting time to be on the road. Hello, Bella Rose, Lisa Ann.
Hey,
Nice to
Lisa
see
Ann.
you this evening. Love and share. Thank you. What's up, Jan?
Hey, Jen.
Jan and Bruce Adams, cute kitty, Mrs. Wombat Hot
Hot
Frog,
frog.
an attractive lady. Keith Gregory, nice to see you. Bella Rose, thank you for your nice comments on the scones. Been enjoying the scones today. They're
Mm-hmm.
plenty tasty the next day. What'd you think of the scones?
Yeah, that was great, especially with coffee.
Yeah, with coffee. They were a great morning tea. Just watching your yummy scones video. Aloha. Hello, Bill Ellis. How are you? It seems like kind of a weird time to be on the road right now. I know a lot of us are looking at live streams of things on the ground, and it is kind of strange, but it's also a very exciting time to be on the road too. Miguel says, "Hello guys, so better afternoon. I was going on park playing tennis when her boyfriend included. I was eat Taco Bell. All right. Hello Eva, nice to see you. Another very nice follower. Hello Lolly. Good. I am doing good. Keith Gregory says, nice shirts, both of you. I
Thank you.
guess. I guess we're in
Thanks, man.
country. I guess we're in country mode tonight. Hello, Missy. How are you? Nice to see you, ladies and gentlemen at the round table. Nice to see you tonight, too. There's a lot of stuff burning up out there. Are you surprised? It was 8 days ago we were in Oakland
Mm.
when some of the first gas was released in the nation, tear gas and flashbangs and rubber bullets.
Looting.
Are you surprised? What is that? 9 days, 8, 9 days on now that people still have the
I am.
resolve to be out there.
I am. I thought it was gonna fizzle out by Monday or Tuesday. I was wrong.
Yep, D, you're a handsome man. Just
Thank you.
saying there. Hey, nice to see you, Missy. I really
I'm doing
thought
good.
it would have fizzled a little bit. Certainly, nobody can say the message hasn't gone out that protesters were trying to bring. And now I kind of worry if we're going to be pushing into some type of violence and more people aren't satisfied with that. And of course, you've had a week for professional agitators to uh, work the social media and things like that to make things happen. Hello, Patricia. Nice to see you. Hello, Cheryl. Nice to see you. Good evening to you tonight. Hello, Penny Pincher. Um, there was a stupid rumor going around. I just want to address that tonight. A ridiculous rumor that somehow the man in the can and I have been talking over recent weeks, and I can tell you guys with hand on the Bible here tonight that I have not had any contact since early February. The last contact I had was when I went down when his van supposedly got hit at the Home Depot. Walmart down there, and I drove down there to check it out, see if I could help, and he had already taken off into the night, and that was the very last contact. And I believe that was almost 4 months ago. Now, no text messages, no phone calls, no nothing over that period of time. So you will find some people on YouTube that just enjoy floating rumors just for the sake of having talking points and things like that. But when you can travel, when I can, with somebody like Dee that's positive and uplifting, even with a broken toe, and
It hurts so bad.
We were friends, Bill Ellis. Ellis, it was very true. But you know, I value I value friendship over YouTube. Okay, and I think current times I've had a lot of people in the last couple weeks calling me under tremendous stress and duress with what's going on in the world. I take time to talk to them. I don't ask them for money to be a sympathetic ear. I talk to them because I care about them and I text them. Okay, friendship first, YouTube second. That's very, 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 very important to me. Hello, Jen Jen. Once that bond is broken, it's a very difficult bond to restore. It makes you take a look at yourself and you have to ask yourself, did I do anything to precipitate? Could I have done things better? And at the end of the day, after a week or two of introspection and looking at yourself, you move on. And in my particular case, I concluded that I gave, 4 months of my very best effort to give my very best skills electrically, with woodworking, carpentry, mechanical systems, and things. So I feel good.
No,
Uh,
yesterday you said that.
I Okay, so I feel good about that. But as far as any contact or any calls or text messages, no, I would tell you guys there's been nothing of the kind since the break in February. Now, I'm not saying I'm not a person that is not a forgiving person, but I've moved in new directions in life, directions of positivity, directions of focus in content, street streaming, cinematography. D
Mm-hmm.
has, it's been excellent to see somebody that's, hey, come up to me and, hey, man, how did you do that? Or what is that thing about? I mean, it's very flattering, and it's really, really true um, friendship, and it makes you feel good. And I think D, even the time you've been here, it's been leaps and bounds forward. And we've
Yeah.
anytime we're together, we've never had a bad stream together. I don't care
Mm.
whether it's in Oakland, Petaluma, Las Vegas, anywhere we've ever been. And I'm hoping, depending on the D situation, that we'll have a chance. This is going to be probably 5 days to maybe a week, stretching out at the most. And then when D gets his bike uh, registered, which is going to be a glorious day for. I mean, he's telling me
Mm-hmm.
today, what we're telling me, there's nothing like that feeling, that wind in you.
Oh man, just take the helmet off and just ride. But unfortunately, Nevada's a helmet state.
So let me just be perfectly clear. I bear no ill will at all. Any feelings of being hurt, any feelings of being slighted, any feelings, yeah, I could have, you can always have a better chat and things. And uh, probably 6 dozen times over the course of times I would live stream. When doing repair work, I would request that people be nice on the keep the tenor of things positive throughout the chat. Barring that, there's really little more, nothing that I can do in the chat. I was requested to give his friend a wrench, which I did, who's a friend of mine, Mr. X. I since took the wrench because I didn't think it was necessary for Mr. X to have that. Always ask people to treat Mr. X with respect when he comes into my chat. He is a true friend of mine, and he's always extended to
Hey, Alvin.
me. He's always extended to me an incredible amount of courtesy, hospitality, playing tour guide multiple times on visits to Chicago. So I owe a definite debt of gratitude to him. But I feel like my direction has changed, and I feel like events in the world have now moved beyond I don't want to say the nonsense of Boyd, but all the nitpicking, all the rumors, all the BS. There's more important forces at work in the world right now, you know.
Yeah, and I just choose not to put my energy and time in any of that anymore. It's just like, who cares? I got
So,
better things to do.
you know, all I can do is wish him good health and safety and happiness in life, as we would, as most of us would wish for anybody's. But as far as contact,
And there he is.
yeah, as far as contact, hey Bobby, yeah, there we go. Yeah, thank you, Mr. X. You've always been a true friend to me, and I will never let anybody disparage you. I will never forget the hospitality of being able to use your tools, having you go up and down to fetch tools with bad knees and everything else spoke volumes about the kind of person that you are. So when I do get out to Chicago, hopefully sometime this summer, fall, I would be delighted to meet with you again and shake your hand and say thanks for being a friend for over 5 years now here on YouTube. Very remarkable. So thank you. Hello, James. Hello, hello. So like I say, I wish everybody the best, but there was a time to move on, and it was not a decision that I made. It was a decision made by the other side. I don't, you know, views on YouTube are good, subscriber counts, things like that, but how many times do you ever hear me come on here and talk about the number of subscribers that I have? Have you?
I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
Yeah, I
The
don't.
number.
Steve's like, I don't think I've ever heard you say that, because if you build it, they will come, and you don't have to. I don't even know what my overall views are. I've removed 5 million views over the last year or so to keep in line with YouTube. But it should be clear to people now, after 7.5 years on YouTube, that my agenda is I'm here because I enjoy it. I've put up a video on YouTube every single day without fail, no matter where I've been since basically April of 2013.
Hey, Jackie Blue.
That's about it's over 7 years of almost 22,500 straight days on YouTube. I never talked about money. I never talked about views. I never talked about subs. I've never bought a sub in my life because I feel like it's nonsensical. Because what's the point of it? You know, they're not going to watch your videos going forward. And I've never engaged in the sub for sub thing. If you sub me, I'll sub you. I do believe in the organic growth of YouTube, that people will find you that enjoy the content that you make and will follow you accordingly. I see my
Hey, Vicky.
friend, hello, Vicky. I see my friend, thank you, Star, Jan Adams. It's somebody, I believe, Janice Adams, that puts out tremendous content here on YouTube. She takes a lot of time to edit her videos, to put great titles up on her videos. And let me tell you, she does it because she enjoys sharing her travels and her life, and it's somebody I admire. You don't hear her talking about views, you don't hear her talking about subs, but she doesn't miss a beat and puts up her and her husband's travels on
Nine
YouTube.
Nocturnal.
And I think that that is really telling of where the focus is. I noticed the difference between, hello Cheryl, and Nocturnal, the difference between when I came on 7.5 years ago and today is that the whole tenor of YouTube has changed dramatically. When I first joined in 2013, monetization was just something you just incidentally did when you joined. You didn't really think about it. You knew you might get a couple pennies for a video, but it didn't stop you from doing. In other words, the horse of creativity and content and sharing was always in front of the cart of money. And then when YouTube expanded the super chats and then the Patreons, and don't get me wrong, I'm an advocate. If you do what you want to do on YouTube, it makes you feel good. Memberships. I have noticed that the thrust has moved more towards the monetary aspects of YouTube, to the
Hey,
point
Monkey Boy.
to the point that a good measure of the community became unwatchable.
Our Bay.
on here because all the fights were about money, money, money. Hello, our day will come in the great country of Ireland. Hey, Monkey Boy, should be down in Las Vegas, God willing, tomorrow afternoon. So that's the point I'm trying to make is I don't think I've ever steered from my philosophy from day one. Nobody can come on here and do 2,500 straight days on YouTube without ever missing a day, without feeling like it's something that you love to do. And there's still no real money in YouTube.
No.
The super chats and things
You have to
like
work.
that. Yeah,
Whatever, retirement.
the super chats and things are very, very. Yeah, there we go. Jan said the only time I was down was about a month. That's understanding. You do good content on there, Janice Adams, and I would encourage my friends on here to sub her up. She does tremendous travel. But I think I've stayed true to the ideals of YouTube. I've also always been a groundbreaker on YouTube. Whether it came in 2013, I was really the first person to pick up a camera within the community I knew and go out on the streets for a walk every afternoon and record 10, 15 minutes and talk about different subjects, see weird things on the street, some things that you can't unsee that I wish I didn't see on the streets.
Wow, so you was chooching before chooching was cool.
I was chooching before people ever went outside with a camera, and I was the first person to break over to live streaming on the street in the community to the first person in the community to pick up the Streamlabs and go interactive on the chats and things. We were the first ones to really be out there covering street level protesting with tear gas and flashbangs and rubber bullets. Did we learn a lot? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a lot less stupid than I was 10 days ago. I can tell you that. Jackie Blue, how are you? She says, I got a feeling Google doesn't
Google
care.
owns YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube is Google. It's a part of Google.
Yeah, I don't think that they.
They love YouTube. It makes
Yeah,
Google
they love
money.
it, but they probably never made a penny off of YouTube. It's one of those things that commands the eyeballs, but they're trying now to fully monetize it with super chats and things like that they can get a cut it out with memberships, and it's a way that they can broaden their money too. Yeah, sugarcane. I was chooching when chooching was basically unheard of, and the whole concept of live stream and mobile street streaming. It was over 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago, that I took to the streets of Oakland and started doing the first real urban, besides Santa Rosa, the first real urban chooching out there. And I got to be honest, I've reaped the rewards of that. If you break ground and you do things novel and you're there first, you get the rewards of something like that. But let me tell you this, the love of doing it far preceded any thought about monetization. There was the time, November demonetized, December remonetized, January demonetized, February monetized, March demonetized, April remonetized. I never came on and cried about it. I never really missed a beat in terms of what I was doing on YouTube because I enjoy sharing my life. I'll never forget YouTube's old first thing that they had up when I enjoyed their tagline was YouTube, broadcast your life. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
For years. And I can tell you, I'm happy that my life is interesting. My life is multivariable. I meet people like D-Dub Travels that's proved himself to be an outstanding friend of mine. And you guys have seen that played out on the streets. You've seen that played out in life. The times when I'm insane to get the story and up there and he'll be the one that's, oh, you better be careful. I heard him racking the tear gas up front, or you better get beside the building, or I better get you a bottled water. You look like you're going to pass out, or something. That's true.
Hey, Sugarcane.
That's true friendship. Okay, Sugarcane said hello, and I'm the Wizard of Oz, and pay no mind to that man behind the curtain. So, hello, Maybella. Yeah, I've been through it all. I've lived what I believe is a very fascinating a life that not everybody can get to. But in all the times on YouTube, I've never singled people out. I've never, only two times I ever did a rant, and they were in 2015. I'm proud of that record. I don't have to come on YouTube and pick the low hanging fruit to get 140, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000 people into a stream. If you bring original content, you don't have to sling the mud. You don't have to be a low rider. You don't have to be a person that floats false rumors out there about people for the sake of driving viewership. You can just do your own thing
Yeah, Jan.
and people will come. When I was demonetized, I did a video telling them that nothing would change. We will always post our travel. Exactly. Exactly, Janice. You post your travels because you love to share your life. Yeah, Dee's the voice of reason.
I share
and
what
he's
I
had
want in my
back.
life, though. I don't share everything.
Yeah, I share
I'm not
everything.
broadcasting my whole life. And that's some things I like to keep to myself.
That's for sure. Yeah, D Dub has come leaps and bounds on his. Remember, I was following him a year before I ever met him on YouTube, following him down in the Arizona desert down there, and then we were going to meet, and then I just come back from a long travel. I just didn't feel like going right back out again to meet him, but he didn't pitch a bitch. He didn't whine. He's like, hey, we'll catch up again, and we caught up again, and we just clicked in terms of collaboration and things like that. And he has good ideas on things to do, and he's always, you want to go look at Black Widow? Sure, let's go, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go chooch the ghetto? Sure, let's go.
Why
Okay,
not?
why not? And hey, Eddie, how are
Hey, Eddie.
you? Okay, Bella Grace, thank you, thank you.
Hey, Amy.
I will meet Black Bugatti hopefully soon. Hey, how are you, Amy? Nice to see you. I'm
I
looking
was just on the
forward.
phone with him today.
Yeah, D talks to him quite. D's a very good friend of his. I know him. I pop on his side chat. We've not had the pleasure really of meeting in person, but I'm proud. Just take one day to just say I'm proud of what I've done here on YouTube. We have people in the side chat. Amy, I'll never have the views that she has, but she's another person that seems to take joy in her YouTube channel, and I admire people that do that. They come on and just share their lives like she does. While we're running from bed, it must be all the protesting. That's what brought the dreams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, where's Black Widows? What's up, Ace? We've done probably four streams down to
Down to the cemetery.
cemetery. Yeah, we've done some remarkable streams where Cooper came into the middle of my stream at Woodlawn Cemetery and said, "Hey, would you do me a favor? My great grandmother's supposedly buried at that cemetery. Would you take the time and the effort to go down and see if you can find it?" And took time to go to the office and work through some of the confusion with the record keeper, and we found that grave, and that was an incredible.
Wow.
That was an incredible moment on YouTube. And I'll never forget Cooper put up a reaction video of his grandma crying and in
Oh,
tears,
thank you, Jackie Blue.
crying and in tears about that night, and that was one of the great moments in years on YouTube to be able to bring that. She'd never been able to come out to Las Vegas and visit her mother's grave, and we were able to, by the power of YouTube, to bring one of the most incredibly emotional and powerful moments of years standing in that graveyard. Let's see. Amy says, I'm currently filming a cooking video. Well, okay, there you go. Jackie said, D's so reasonable, just an all around nice guy. Pleasure calling my friend. Yeah, I don't do high maintenance kind of people, it just doesn't.
I'm really not that high maintenance.
People that are very personally affected, and I need to, I need to have this presence. I need to have the camera set up at this angle. I need to do this on it. Just what you see is what you get. So I've been very happy to share that. So it's just a way of telling you that when you do hear something out there, and if your initial thought is, nah, that's not possible, you're probably right, okay? If you hear a rumor that I supposedly talked to somebody on the phone or been communicating with somebody, and if your initial thought is, nah, I can't, no way. Well, your initial thought is probably the correct one, okay? I'll just put it out that day. A mouse toast said I cried with his grandma watching. Yeah, that showed you the great power of YouTube, and I'll tell you, D, that was amazing. I think it was December of 2018, either November or December of 2018, that we were down there in Vegas Vixen. The reason was, thank you, Jay, and thank you for your kindness too, Jay. Hey, prepping. The reason was Vegas Vixen said, hey, you don't know all the places where you can shoot around, where there's a lot of tents on the streets and stuff like that, some more street life. And we were down there, and she was showing me with a place where all the people were packed in, sleeping. It was daytime, so they weren't around there. But that's when Cooper came on the side chat and asked if we could do a favor. It was a great moment. And it's something that I think Cooper's family enjoyed very much. And I felt like that's as good as it gets on YouTube to help somebody out like that. Now we go down to Las Vegas tomorrow. We're going to have a very early getaway. At a minimum, I'm going to be there. Come back Thursday. It might stretch to a week to 10 days. I'm not really sure what the length. Your plan? DMV?
DMV, I mean, that's hoping Monday. Looks like, from the wording, what I can gather, it looks like it's going to be Monday, if not a little later. But, yeah.
Hey, Joey D.
I'm not sure where I'm. I don't know.
I think the point's to be there first, you know.
Yeah, I gotta get there. I gotta get the everything transferred over and get on the bike and ride.
Hey, Cajun Kev, now.
Work. I gotta go to work. I miss working.
Wow. There you go. Now, they did something intelligent at DMV, and with the way that they want to reorganize the opening.
Yeah, the reopening was great. It's like you can only have like 4 things to reason to go in. Otherwise, you can do everything else online. One of them is a new purchase of a used vehicle.
Title. No DMV renewals of licenses, no registration stuff, or
unless it's a new purchase.
Unless it's a new purchase. So I think that that's going to make it pretty easy down there. Now, one of the reasons I'm anxious to go back to Vegas is to be part reporter too. Yesterday, I told you guys I wanted to see the videos from the official reopening of Las Vegas. And it turned out there was a lot of Chamber of Commerce spin on that. Okay, there was a lot of hype surrounding that. And the reason I know that is I started to get on some of the live cams around the city, Las Vegas Boulevard, at Tropicana, and also inside of some of the casinos. And I was stunned actually at how empty things were. Okay, and then I saw this morning that on Bloomberg, the owner of the Golden Nugget Casino was talking about just people aren't coming back to. You know, he finally acknowledged the 800-pound gorilla in the room, that people aren't coming into Vegas right now. Hey, Mrs. ATX Mandy, nice to see you. So they've already dropped resort fees at a lot of places, parking fees. So unless I miss my guess, the race to the bottom is on now for pricing. They even had an article in the Las Vegas Review-Journal today talking about the low prices hurt the product. You know, if you start to have a race for the bottom like they did in 2009 with the last recession, then everybody ends up being hurt. Well, if you don't want to do that, you're trying to fly in the face of the laws of supply and demand, and good luck to you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the rooms are expensive. Hey, hi, watch $13, but they do have a high resort fee. But Golden Nugget had waived the resort fees. There were a few other places around. So I predict that that race to the bottom will begin again because there's a lot of new product coming on line too. Hey, have a meetup and I'll buy dinner. Thank you, iWatch. You're always so sweet. Yeah, we're taking off tomorrow. Kevin's like, come on, Rosie, what's up? Oklahoma or Texas? Which one are you going? Well, I had people from both states send me shirts. So I love both of the states. What can I
I like
tell you?
Sooners.
You know, yeah, we hung out with Cadillac. Free parking, drop it, hotel rates still no resort fees. I've gotten emails from Golden Nugget and some of the other groups that have waived their resort fees, and I expect this trend to continue. Yeah, you could get, hey, Matronisa says, yeah, hey, Deborah, you could get that
I don't
murder.
think she can.
I can't anymore. I can't anymore.
Mm-mm.
No. You got
You've done
enough.
enough.
You got
You
enough.
go.
You got enough here. I guess if I slapped the cash down on the counter, it'd be a different story. I think that's room 19 or 20 at the Oasis Motel. So I was able to book something very, very cheap coming up, which is great. It was actually cheaper than the hostel, which was amazing. Yeah, thank you, Bella. Did you see where Harrah's Reno has been sold and will not? I did see that. They were going to open it as non-traditional, like an entertainment, like a Gold Spike Harrah's in Reno, and they're just not gonna. They're not gonna open it.
Why?
Yeah, they're just they were gonna refashion it into like the Gold Spike with
They should have. Gold Spike's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that place.
Yeah, thank you,
I like
Jack.
that tower where the club is in. That is really nice.
Yeah, Flamingo charged it for YouTube, but that YouTuber was not on the mailing list. You know, you have to be on the mailing list for these hotels. Let me see if I can see the actual. They try to keep it undercover on the down low by just mailing people, but of course the newspapers and things. Let's see if I got this thing.
Are they making it cheap for YouTubers or something?
No, he just didn't know. See that? No, there's the Golden Nugget. No resort fee and a $10 daily.
Good $10
food.
daily food and
Yeah.
beverage.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So there, I don't know if you guys can see that. Christmas in July. No resort fee, $10 daily food credit. Well, they extended back all the way into June. So I guess you can see that. No resort fee on there.
You're on Top Chat.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying, but Cheryl, mark my words, as somebody pretty solid in economics, that you will see this trend go on. In Bloomberg this morning, and I do follow Bloomberg and the New York Times, and I probably read about 20 different papers around the nation a day. And yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there's the one from this morning. Oops, said I reached my free limit, but it says, what does that say? The Golden Nugget owner says casinos, eateries aren't bouncing back. So
Yep.
there it is right there in Bloomberg. Golden Nugget owner says casinos, eateries aren't bouncing back. Now what? That was proven to me. Now maybe they will, maybe they don't. But I'll tell you, you have to have a stiff appetite to sit there on the TV. And tonight they were dispelling tear gas in Seattle tonight, and all the marches and all the uncertainty in the world to want to travel right now. It's not top of mind, and
Yeah.
I don't think everybody just wants to throw a bag in the car and just go down there, because what were you telling me today? There's no buffets, there's no shows. What else was the
Gyms, there's gyms are
workout,
open,
no
but you can't
fitness.
take a shower.
Yeah, well, that's the like Planet Fitnesses. But as far as the hotels, no buffets.
Oh, pools.
No, I think the pools are open, but no buffets, no shows are going on to speak of.
Mm.
So it's going to take time to build that capacity. But the problem is, hotels have to run at a certain degree of capacity to even make their expenses and things. Uh, I don't have any. I don't have any inclination to have a buffet. I stopped buffets 2 years ago.
Hey, Gilly.
Um, just hey,
Not even the
Ninth Element.
casino buffets?
Um, the only buffet I would really do is when I would first get to town that first night. I thought, I just need something easy, and we would just walk over to Main Street Station to their buffet. It
Oh.
was it was pretty cheap at the time,
Yeah, that was also the worst one.
and well, look at the price. It would be
Yeah.
$12.
Yeah.
Now you could go to Golden Nugget for $28 seafood buffet, but I didn't. I'm not known for being a big spender. It's
I'm not a big spender either.
tight with
I used to go down to
yeah, I
the
think they
Boulder
will,
Street
Jay.
Casino.
I think a lot of bankruptcy will be in the card. Hey, Gil, the tallest tower casino hotel. Just this last week, the Korean press announced that they'd stop making payments on their debt service. So there's a red flag too. I wonder if the difference is that Golden Nugget is downtown, but there's ones on the Strip. Flamingo had got a thing from the Flamingo that they had waived their resort fee. It's not a general, but I suspect that it will be a trend. Ace Carson says, when will it end? People feel very unsettled right now. Cornholio's clicking up around the nation again, and the riding just puts a little bit of unease in people's minds. And Las Vegas is kind of a carefree, like, yeah, everything's good. Yeah, life is good. Yeah, let's take off from LA at 5 p.m., throw a couple suitcases in. Yeah, let's spend the weekend in Vegas. I don't know. I don't know if the comfort factor is in people's mind. Nine said, I thought Kevin says my idea is the protest is going to slow down after tomorrow. I had actually thought that it would slow down.
$2.99 for a buffet. I'll try that one.
Yeah, $2.99.
Sounds great.
I think the pools are open. I don't think it's safe out there yet. Yeah, I wouldn't, Debbie Lennon. How you doing, babe? It's just the way Market Street Cafe's open. I'm sure they can't throw down a $9.99 prime rib anymore with the cost of beef. The average steakhouse in Vegas, I was reading today, has had to had jack $12 on some of the costs of these steaks and things. So, hey Ilva, how are you? I'm thinking the second half is going to be tougher than the first half. It probably will be. The Flamingo will be there. Come to Oregon. I have a lakefront camp spot and it had 10 people max. Oh man, that sounds so good. I don't think
Hey,
Circus
Jessica.
Circus is opening. I really have a
don't
feeling
think
you would be
they'll open
foolish
again.
to bring a child to Las Vegas at this particular point in
Do
time.
they really afford it? I mean, after being shut down for so long, they were
Um,
already in really bad shape.
I just worry about kids as being big spreaders of potential cornholio and things like that. And it's hard to get children to social distance. Opening night was 25%. It didn't seem like they had much at both the Flamingo. Well, Patricia, that's why I'm going Sunday, because that'll be a true tell, because generally June is a pretty good month. And then July, it starts to slide off because of the tremendous heat in Las Vegas. We know a little bit about the heat.
I like it.
On there. So I'm gonna bring the real feel of things. Cheryl could be right. It's probably a hell of a lot smarter than I am, that these will just be one-off promotional things to get there. But the climate's got to be right for entertainment. And let's face it, you don't need to go to Las Vegas. You might want to go. and a need. You need to eat, you need to have a roof over your head, you need to have clothes, but you don't necessarily need to go to Las Vegas to survive in life. And I think that the mental frame of mind of people to be in a casino where there's plastic dividers between and
It's gonna be definitely
it's
odd.
odd, and you just don't have the social experience of that makes Vegas so great to be amongst crowds of people. All hotel pool going have no swimming. Well, we'll just what it is. I saw people at the Golden Nugget. They were in the pool there, so I imagine the other. I don't imagine Jay. There's anything special about the other Golden Nugget. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Looking forward to your cell phone. Thank you, Ninth Element. It's a cell phone journalism. There's not going to be as many live streams. These also interested in capturing more video content to put together. We'll have streams from the streets and things like that, I would imagine. But a lot of our focus will be on videography and grabbing things that people will be able to watch. Okay. Okay, I have friends there now, and yes, it's quieter, but the 30%, okay, ones that are open are full. So we'll see when we get down there, Cheryl. We'll mark it out. Like I say, you're smarter than I am, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's going to be like a Twilight Zone in my mind. And although I would expect an initial rush of people to come in on, the opening nights, we'll see what the carryover is on Sunday night, Monday, and through the week. What is Slab City? Slab City is like a renegade community in Imperial County, which is, what do you think, Dave? About 50 miles east of San Diego, something like that.
It's 30 miles outside of 29 Palms.
Yes, it's like about an hour and a half ride to San Diego.
Or 30 miles away from Salton Sea, that's what it is. 30
Yeah, the
miles from
Salton Sea, and it's had a reputation for many years as a renegade. I don't want to say renegade in the sense that everybody's Billy Badass out there, but it's a place for people that don't want to live, say, a traditional life. They want to be totally off the grid out there, and it's a large, pretty. I mean, you've been there, right?
Yeah, it's an old Air Force base.
Yeah, so
where the buildings are gone and just a bunch of cement slabs.
Hey, yeah,
Slab
tell
City.
Skiwi hi. Hey, Amanda, how are you? So back a cooler, an extra bottle of water. Well, let's carry water. They had a line to wait for the pool because the sanitation had trouble, so there was an hour wait to get in. Beautiful pool. Yeah, they have multiple pools there at the Flamingo. So we'll see. We'll get the true story. We'll get the true story. Now, for somebody from Golden Nugget, the owner of Golden Nugget, to come out and say that people just returning to the hotels and eateries spoke volumes to me, because I've really never seen that level of honesty amongst ownership in Las Vegas. We can look at hotels, we walk around, the former Red Dragon, we're like, oh, they're not opening, the Chinese.
Oh, yeah. That's done.
That's not gonna, there's no way. I don't think they're putting up that new Circa hotel down on Fremont Street across from the plaza. We'll see.
I just think you should be okay, Jessica. I've been traveling from one side of the state to our country to the other, north, south, east, west, since January. So
Jessica says, okay. I'm driving from Oklahoma to Oregon next month. It's a long way, so I'm hoping with the state of things, everything will be good. What do you think? I think that's a pretty doggone safe travel route. If you told me I'm going to start in, Richmond, Virginia, I'm going to drive through Washington, D.C. and Baltimore and Philadelphia and New York, I'd be like, woo, my hair might be standing on end there. So It's reduced. Only two Caesar properties are open, so we'll see. I would think that you'll be great. Thank you. Yeah, the scones turned out good. Ninth Element. Thank you. Yeah, the Lucky Dragon wasn't so lucky. Well, how about a crappy location right next to Naked City and back
And the Strat and Circus Circus. It's like right.
there?
That's
Thank
like the
you,
crap
Rhonda.
part of the strip.
Let's see. Next day, PJ, I've heard so much about your ride live streams and all that, but I was working unable to watch. Kudos to you. Yeah, we got featured on a couple of multicam sites, and
Watch parties.
yeah, they've picked up some of the things for linkage in some of the BLM matters groups and things. So I'm very down the middle. Like I said, we both try to maintain our objectivity when we do things, not to editorialize things, because that can be a turnoff to a lot of people. But just let you guys see it as it unfolds. It doesn't mean that we don't have opinions about what we're seeing on the streets, but that's not the point. If you're going to be an objective, have objective coverage, to interject yourself and let the people that are with those groups that are out there carry that particular message. Thank you,
Do I kind
PJ.
of look like Conan O'Brien?
Oh, thank you, Yulva. You look like what?
Conan O'Brien with his hairdo.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you too, Monkey Boy. That's the best part of this trip for me. Insane Chef, how are you, sir? To me, it's the most fascinating part of the what I call the soft underbelly
Yeah.
of Vegas. Now, he's sort of on the disabled list with his toe, so I don't know how all this is going to work out.
Can't believe I broke my
Two
toe.
times you stubbed. Now I got to get these some steel toe work
I
boots.
see why it's good to do the prison slide instead of pick up your feet. Because I picked it up and jammed it right into that cement step really hard.
Yeah, thank you, PJ. Yeah, it was really a distinct honor to meet Monkey Boy in
Yes.
Vegas. He had two times dined, had the hospitality of Monkey
Twice.
Boy. But to see his material up close and personally there, and the photographs and the certificates that he had achieved, and I just thought to myself, how lucky am I in life to have somebody like this as a friend? It's a great thing, and he lives a good distance from where we stay at the hotel usually, and he's always very amiable and comes in and visits. I try to buy dinner, but he's very nice.
No, I use them for shower shoes at the gym. I don't, so I can't throw them away.
Yeah, I got my knee brace
And when I
back.
go to the hotel,
Thank
I
you.
use them at the hotel for in the shower. They're
Thank
shower
you.
shoes.
One of my objectives is going to be, if I can go to the outlet store there. I think they have a shoe outlet store down there. I would like to get developing a little bit of plantar fasciitis on the heel of my left foot. And sometimes you've seen me kind of hobble along at the end of the night. It just hurts to put pressure on the heel. So I'm hoping to get some better walking shoes. Chef said I'm heading out to Arkansas and Missouri. Hey Dave,
Why aren't
how
you
are
coming
you?
to Vegas?
Oh, thank you very much, Mandy. That's sweet of you to say. I love how you present information. You're about to give an amazing presentation. Let me tell you, Mrs. ATX, I had some really, really tough ass bosses in my life. And the one thing that these bosses drilled into me, and this has probably cost me some friends on YouTube, and I'll explain how in a minute. I worked in Hong Kong, and I was in business development and developing private banking and investment management for the Royal Bank of Canada. And I also worked with other people that were trust officers that would set up trusts for people in Hong Kong so that their money could be put in safety into Canada. And I worked with other people who sold investment opportunities to be Canadian citizens to Hong Kong people. This was before the 1997 turnover. Well, I had a really great
A
boss.
the DOG.
We had a really good managing director at first. This guy from Victoria Island, BC. He was really easygoing and everything, and then he got replaced by some corporate, some corporate banking guy, and he came in, and I guess this trust officer wrote him a memo that ended up being 3 pages long. Okay, a 3 page memo.
Mm.
And I'm sitting in my office, and all of a sudden I hear this screaming and hollering, and it's the new managing director, and he's going off at the trust officer, who's a guy who's making $250,000 a year, right? A trust officer. And he's like, if you ever write me a goddamn memo that's more than 4 or 5 lines long, I'm going to fire you. If you can't put your message in 3 or 4 sentences, get the hell out of here. And everybody's like, oh, the Hong Kong secretaries are all like shaking like leaves there. The point of that is that really struck hard at me to keep my communications kind of brief and to the subject matter. And I know on YouTube, when some people have taken time to write me very long messages, and they'll get a sentence or two in return. You try to be caring with people, but I didn't really come on YouTube to as a I can't really help people on YouTube. I do try to answer when people do send them some things, Mandy, but I tend to be a very brief and to the point person, just due to the volume of mail and other things that comes into here. I have vintage audio every other day. Hey, what speakers do you think will match best with this unit? I got to go back and watch my video and stuff and answer that. People moonshining questions and. Yeah, 3 page memo, and this guy got drilled down. He ended up transferring over to, the hell was that, the hell, Nick Lawson, what was that, Nick Leeson at, come on, what was that Baring Brothers bank that went under? The guy lost $1 billion trading currency or something and hid the loss and destroyed the bank. Rosie, do you still have Lisa Marie? I never had the Lisa Marie. It was not my unit. I had the Rolling Rancho, which was a 1974 GMC motorhome. The first and only motorhome ever designed, built by one of the big 3 car companies. Okay, it was a hell of a unit. It had a dishwasher inside. It had a central vacuum on it. It was an amazing front wheel drive, the famous front wheel drive that had the Olds 440 cubic inch monster big block in there. It was an amazing vehicle. Then I had a 1988 Coachman camper van, a year older than the Lisa Marie. And then I wanted to downsize you only get about 8 miles to gallon with those big rigs. So I wanted something that was more economical. Yeah, Jen's like, Rosie's very few words in text and email. But Jen, I love you, honey. Get New Balance. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go, Joey D. So I'm not one to give into long things. I'm also not one to give into talking on the phone and things.
I hate talking on the phone.
Much better on text messages and things like that. So tomorrow we'll start to get the real story. I don't think the weather actually looked fairly decent till we get up to 106 around Wednesday or something like that, which we've done it before down there. So we'll see what the heck it brings down there. Any goals of yours besides, when it comes to YouTube, besides of course wanting to get the bike all situated and all that? Do you have anything that you want to accomplish in the YouTube realm, and anything you're curious about down there?
No, not in Las Vegas.
Okay.
That's pretty much been there a billion times by now.
But it's a good base for it's a good base for exploring because it's always changing.
Oh yeah.
It's always.
I mean, there's some nature things that like in Mount Henderson I want to get to, but
Yeah, I might try to get over to Mount Charleston.
Or
Get
Charleston
some of
as well.
the view over there.
There's what do you call it? Oh, I can't think of it. I'm stoned.
There's a
A
few.
cove. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a cove I want to check out over there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've done Hoover Dam a couple times on YouTube. You can just put Hoover Dam in the search box. I've done that. It's really, you've seen it once or twice. Great. If you have visitors, you take them down there.
I've seen it 3 times. It's like, okay, here it is.
Yeah. So, other than that, to me, it's more the social scene. I would like to do a video. I have it in my mind, like Neon at Night.
Lee Canyon.
Yeah, Neon at Night, and get some of the just concentrate on the all neon show and try to make something cinematic out of that,
Yeah, I do, sure.
and put a few videos together of that nature. I also want to experiment with my cell phone. I was really torn the last month, back and forth. Driving Missy Jen crazy. Should I get this camera? Should I get that camera? And I'm looking at hundreds of videos and seeing how the cameras perform. And finally, you just throw up your hand. I'm just going to keep using myself. I'm going to keep.
I really need to buy a new GoPro.
I'm going to keep using my cell phone and just try to focus on trying to get better with that. Sherry says, D, do you have to buy travel gear for your
Yeah,
bike?
I need a couple of the hard saddlebag things for the back. Probably get a trunk.
Fluffy Teddy, Rosie, will you do any graveyard chooching? If we do graveyard chooching, it'll be over at the Palm Mortuary, which is it's a very fascinating. It's the one that's lit up because of all the LEDs that get solar charged, and it just is an incredible. We got booted out of there before. So, hey MB, how are you? Or
Hey,
we may
MB.
go down if the heat is too oppressive. I'll just take the opportunity maybe to drive that. Although the walk seems shorter every time we do it, just sometimes it's horrendous coming up. You don't really realize, but Las Vegas is up on flat land, the city, and then it dips down into a valley at the east side there. You can see the lights when you're going down the
Yeah, I
hill.
like that part right
It's
there.
a beautiful, beautiful. Lots of YouTubers go back to their phones. There's a lot to be said for a decent camera. I may get one coming up, but I want to make sure I've explored the very limits. And I think you've seen some of the cinematography I've been able to produce with just a simple cell phone.
I have a
camera.
helmet. I got riding gear. I got
Thank you, Chef.
I got a leather jacket.
There we go.
I got a helmet and leather jacket. I just don't wear a helmet. I don't unless I'm in a state where I have to.
Yeah, so then you're going to be able to shift gears with your mangled toes. I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, we're walking along and there was a high sidewalk piece, and Jesus, wham, right?
That was with shoes on too.
I don't mean to laugh.
And I was like kind of like jogging a little bit, like boom. I'm like, And then today, I come to run in here.
Hey, hole again.
I'm wearing the prison slides, and I slam my toe right into a cement step. Oh, that hurts so bad.
Yeah, there's a Google phone. Well, I've been impressed with the Galaxy S10 Plus. Certainly, it's demonstrated the ability to perform live stream in 1080p out there. D and I have live streamed in 1080p. They're well-built phones. They have excellent. This has an excellent 5 lenses on this particular phone. Would I like to step up to 5G and 20? No, I'd probably go to a regular camera first, but it's got to be an easy. I'm not
That
gonna.
would bug the hell out of me.
I used to lug around a ton of lenses and things when I had an Olympus, and it just became a pain in the you know what, and I couldn't do it anymore. I became too much of a gearhead. GAS, they call it, gear acquisition syndrome. Well, I need to have this, I need to have that lens, and it's just. Let's see. Elvis says I bought a special umbrella that's black with lilac
Indica,
laces,
D.
specifically for the sun. Nice. Yeah, I told Patricia. I told D that he'd probably end up taping his toe
I
next
can't
to
do
the other.
that.
but he said that he'd rather deal with the pain. Hey Dixie, how are
Yeah,
you?
I broke toes before. Yeah,
He's
it's very painful, but when I put tape on my feet, oh man, I can't do that. For one, it's hard to put the tape on my own feet. That's just gross, anyways. And then to feel the tape and nah, it's just nah, can't do it.
PJ said your cinematics are excellent on it, Rosie. Aren't you buying a new camera? I've gone back and forth. I've been tossed and turned. I'll go back and look at the videos. I'm shooting in 4K now. The night ones in Vegas the last time, the 4K, the night ride down the strip, the uh, uh, Ghost Town, Las Vegas, the party's over one I did. They turned out excellently on the video I captured. The Samsung has beautiful stabilization on it, so you don't have any shakiness. I showed D. Sometimes you just get these little aberrations, these jiggles, and you're focused, looking at like the Bay Bridge, the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Bridge, the silver one, and the camera doesn't really know what to focus on, and it just kind of jiggles a little bit on there. My Galaxy phone battery keeps swelling up and overheating. Oh, okay. Well, Fluffy, I had the S9 Plus. D has the S9 Plus. He's experienced the overheating.
It doesn't. I don't even
Yeah.
have to do anything. I can just sit here, like when we're sitting out on the patio, and my phone is so hot. I got to get it out of the sun like immediately.
Yeah, so the S10 hasn't had that problem. Kelly said he's going to make you dinners and show you all the new puppet making equipment. I thought he was bugging out for the desert forever. I think he's still waiting for his dinner down at.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you, PJ. I appreciate. I leave that. I appreciate that a lot. I have a lot of fun doing them, and I think Dee's picked up of cutting the music to the scene changes and picking the right music to match the uh, uh, mood. And somebody I was following was trying to do a cinematic video, and they had rap music at a funeral that they were videoing and stuff. It's just like, wow, man, like really.
I don't have any apps running in the background.
Yeah, it could be it too, Mandy. I have to periodically do a cleanup, and it turns off all the background apps on it.
It's just that's how S9s are. The S9 Pluses are just like that. They're known for overheat issues.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, Gerald, how you doing? What's your opinion on rusty bolts that been in the thermostat? Just try to get them out. People tell me you need to use heat. What you need to do is get that what the hell was that thing called that I use? PB Blaster. PB Blaster. It's much better than Liquid Wrench or something
Way
like
better.
that.
PB Blast is good.
PB Blaster is amazing. You get a fine drill, you get an easy out, and
I was just gonna say that.
let that stuff penetrate. Apply it for about a week or so, and you should be able to get that bolt out.
You could also just drill it out and just tap new threads.
Thank you, Dixie. I'm not a believer that, and we do watch your videos, Gerald. I'm not a believer that JB Weld is going to do the job on. Whenever I get a vehicle like yours, the Ford with the engine, first thing I do is open it up, take the thermostat, and throw it in a trash can. Okay. They fail so much, and the only thing they do is shorten your warm-up time. I'd rather just open it wide open in the beginning and just dump that thermostat. Hey, Dick. Yeah, Cheryl. The only time I really had some issues with Samsung, you'll notice the color of mine, white, and I purposely chose the white because when I would put the Samsung into the holder on the windshield, the heat would just hyperheat the black cover of it.
Yeah.
It would just, I'd have to say, wait a minute, I got to cool it off in the air conditioning slot, then put it back up there.
My phone's deep purple, so it's like.
Yeah, it's a magnet for heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little more reflective. It's not as bad as the black one had. So That's why I needed also a clear case on it so it wouldn't attract the heat. And I purposely chose white because these are very powerful computers, processors inside of these phones, extremely powerful, and they do get warm. Yeah, thank you, Kathleen. JB Weldon, not going to do it. It was just a quick pitch. I'm going to have to do something with this, and those boats are frozen, rust ready. Well, you have another choice too. You can drill out that center punch, that bolt, what's left of the stock of the bolt, center punch it real hard one time, just enough to hold the drill in the center. Drill it out there, Gerald, and then get a tap and retap that, with some cutting oil and a tap. Just retap that hole and oversize that a little bit on that thermostat cover. So. Yeah, you can also what is it, KR oil? Yeah, overheats, but so does kids. Yeah, there you go, Cheryl. This is the S10 Plus. Okay, it's not the 5G unit. It's still the other one. But I've gone from a S5 to a S9 Plus to an S10 Plus, and I've never been disappointed with Samsung with the quality.
Yeah, they're I think they're above everybody. They're like top line.
I mean, when you can get a cell phone with an f1.8 lens, and the lower the number, as opposed to an f4 or an f1.8, lets a lot more light in. It's got a pretty decent night lens on it. Not perfect, but for a cell phone.
Well, you seen when I was streaming it before, when I had that Motorola versus what it looks like now. It's totally different.
Yeah. So Jen said if it wasn't for the camera, I'd still use my iPhone X 10. I'm going to miss it. Oh, well. Always get a stud remover as the bolt is still in the block. Exactly. So there's a few ways to get that out there. Ultimately, you'll probably end up just drilling it out and retapping it. That's not the hardest. It's an iron
That's what I would
core
just do anyways. Just
cast
drill out
block.
and
It's
tap
not that. It's not that big a deal. It's not under that much pressure. And, it's not like a it's not like a piston chamber. The pressure's in there. It's just a water flow system, so it shouldn't be too great. Hole says I prefer
Style-free.
Apple. It's my inner millennial. I think Apple makes a great product, but I've been on Android since day one. I had the HTC One, and then the next model, and that ended up being a nightmare. I had to return it like 5 or 6 times. One time it just melted in my hand. It got so hot it melted the whole internals on it. So that's when I went over to the Galaxy. HTC One just turned out, or helicoil, exactly, Dick, a helicoil. Yeah, you don't deal with rusty bolts, but that PB blaster, I'll tell you what, Gerald, that stuff does a great job. I have a video on Rosie Murphy when I was restoring the bathroom, how to disconnect frozen galvanized pipes, and that PB blaster just did a heck of a job on that crap, and that was from 1956, those pipes. So burn the band to the ground. Yeah, Fluffy said your videos look way better. There's something to be said for a good camera,
Mm-hmm.
and with stabilization and things like that, it makes a heck of a difference.
That Motorola was, it was nice for a free phone.
I don't remember the ENV. I don't remember that, Mandy. I'm not sure. Yeah, I've never. For me, the Samsung Android system does a great job of keeping BS out of your system. Their security seems to be great. I've never had an issue with hacking or anything. And then again, I have a very difficult password and things that I have to put on. I was at 45.
I'm not worried about getting hacked. I ain't got nothing nobody wants.
Yeah, I keep, because I do cinematography, I keep my apps very few. because I do not want background apps running on a hot Las Vegas day when I'm trying to do video and things like that. Hey Laura, how are you? Transfluid and acetone. Yeah, I think you'll be able to conquer that issue pretty well, Gerald, without a lot of problem. It just goes with the turf. I never like thermostat
I'm
bolts
going to. I
because
know one of these.
yeah. And when you get back, I'm going to go grab one. But Gerald, I never liked thermostat bolts because they sit in moisture all the time. There's inevitably always a very small leak around the gasket starts to deteriorate, and the moisture eventually hits the bolts and it goes down into the bolt holes and all that. So it's always a pain in the you know what. The only thing worse is exhaust bolts, and I take the Sawzall and just cut them off of the exhaust pipe and all that kind of crap. It's a mess. It's a mess to deal with, but this has done a really good job for me. It has, I think, 400 gigs of storage, so I'm able to do. I also do my editing in the phone too. I put my music to it and everything right in here, so. It makes it really, really easy. Every time I take a bolt out of something, I always clean it up with, yeah, see, that's good. I'm not surprised, Gerald. You do everything first class, you know, the way it should be done on a van. That's why your van is pristine. So, hey, Peachy, how are you? iPhones come with a lot of bloatware. I suspect the number of software updates that Samsung's been doing lately, I suspect that the government's putting a few trackers and things on there right now. You know, I hate to say it, but with the cornholio and, you know, contact tracers, I just got kind of a feeling on there that maybe that's some bloatware. Yeah, let's see. Hold again. I've only had issues with iPhones that didn't secure in a case. I've had a Samsung before. Yeah, the Samsung was good. Samsung's been really good. I can highly recommend that. So, other than that, in going down to Vegas, I don't know if we're gonna make a stop on the way or not. I feel like. You know, I've covered the old abandoned water park. I've covered Baker pretty much, and I did a little bit of Barstow last time with the Harvey House and the Central train depot there. Fluffy said I had to do a huge update on my laptop. Yeah, I had to do a huge update on my Samsung today. Was a huge update. Why you brick any and all new in and move all Blackware. Yeah. Good night. Okay, Monkey Boy. I'm not sure if I'll see you tomorrow. We'll just play it by ear. I don't want to haul you over there for a short meetup and then go back. Always good to see you, Monkey Boy. Have a great one. Still using S5 was great. I think that's the one. It was either S5 or S6. It didn't have stabilization, but it took some great videos. You guys got to remember, I really cut my teeth really on the GoPro. Did the lion's share of work for 3 years. The GoPros, and they did a good job too. They did a great job. They boot faster too when you brick them. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of crap going into them now with. Tribe. There's a lot of stuff finagling going on the phones now with contact tracing and things like don't the update delete apps in your email? No, they don't, Madowix. Nope. No. We met Monkey Boy. I don't think Happy Meal could make it in the front door of the Rangers recruiting station. True. Yeah, phones are expensive. In my opinion, that's the worst thing about these older late 80s, the rusty bolts that don't want to come out when you break them off. Always try to hit them with some PB Blaster before you remove them, and then, like you say, you wire brush them. You get the oil off a bit and coat them with an anti-seize and then pop them back in. I would even change out the bolts sometimes for they're probably just a grade 5 bolt or something in there. So most of your, hey, nature woman, yeah, you got to do that work on the streets. Any Vegas riding? It's shaky, Carla. It's shaky. Okay. I mean, I see, it's a very big service-based economy. Okay, it's dependent on a lot of very low-wage people in these casinos and things. And we already saw there was one cop that I think was killed, and then the other one's recovering, I believe, from down in Metro that got shot down there. They can be pretty rough and tough in Vegas. I mean, Metro police are no joke, and we've seen that. So we've already seen some pretty extreme stuff. Not me, but we've seen through the news some pretty extreme stuff in Vegas already with some of the riots, the cops killed, and one killed and the other one. So Ford Transit. Okay, Fluffy. Yeah, I'm gonna do Corals. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's like I told.
ProMaster.
It's like I told Marshall when I'm not crawling under the van. I ended up crawling under the van pulling wiring, but I said I'm not doing any mechanical work underneath. I'm not going to bust my knuckles any of my days of breaks, and I'll just take it in and make an appointment at Pep Boys and just have it done and get the oil changed and all that. You get to a certain age, you've done too many mechanical jobs, and you're just I'm not going to do that anymore. And the trouble with the old stuff, the rust is always falling down on you when you're doing the undercoating
You're
coming
supposed
down.
to wear sunglasses. I mean, not sunglasses, but safety glasses.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things I should do that I don't do. Put jack stands under the.
I don't like doing that either.
Man, but if that baby ever cut loose, that's 4.5 tons, that camper van, man. If that ever came down. Oh man, that would nut you in a major, major way. Yeah, I did plenty on the Vegas will protect the opening casino. No, I don't think. I think the action will be downtown and on the upper strip around the Strata. I don't think, although some people are marching around Tropicana. What's your opinion on fuel price? Do you think we're going? I think we're temporarily going back up again, and then once the price gets up to about $40, all the stripper wells will start pumping again, and the supply will be coming back, and then it'll be crashing it. Why you're here? Yeah. If you're enjoying the chat tonight, let's see if we can get over 100 and thumbs up on the chat tonight. So I like Gerald's van. I always admired his cleanliness, and it takes a lot of daily commitment. That's what I imagine your camper van would look like on the inside, something like that, clean and well maintained.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy too.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Tribe. I don't care. Enjoy your car maintenance or even car washing anymore. I've had. It'll be 3 years this year. I've had Little Rascal. I've not washed it one time in 3 years.
Wow.
Not once. Okay. They tell me the dust layer preserves the clear coat. If it gets too unsightly, I get the bird crap off the side. Sometimes you'll have that backfire bird that just gives an explosive way. How about the crows around?
Man.
Jen feeding those crows, they got down so deep you could see them up on the tree, and the things they're like turkeys up in the tree. They're so damn huge. Hey Scottish, they can barely fly. Car vacuum is depressing. Yeah. All right, D, take over. I'm gonna grab back there and get a beer or two. Okay.
All right.
Entertain the troops, man.
Oh, I'm really, really stoned.
Good.
thinking. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I have nothing to say. That would be pretty disgusting, Holgrain. Yeah, this is pretty cold. Trying to hurry up and finish them all so I can shut the fridge down, clean it. Got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so kind of tired. Smoked a lot of weed on purpose so I go straight to sleep as soon as we're done with this. Yeah, I'm pretty stoned.
Door of Doom.
I've always liked California. I mean, I used to live out in Palmdale, in Lancaster, when I was younger. LA, when I was real young.
Man, I got some maintenance to do in the house when I get back. Oh boy.
Kimberly's like, I don't know who the heck y'all are, but you're funny as hell.
All right.
Oh, hot Arizona. I love Arizona. I think that's like my favorite state.
What is it? The sunsets, the desert.
It's just everything about it. That is just like one beautiful state, from Flagstaff all the way down to,
Hey, Kimberly. Hi,
Yuma.
Jeff.
It's just a real beautiful state. The only place in the world that has those cactuses. I mean,
Is it the Saguaro, the big
Sahara.
Saguaro
Yeah, the Sahara cactus. The only place in the world you'll ever see that. Beautiful sunsets. Stars look like they're like right there where you can just reach out and touch them.
Yeah, we're on the road tomorrow, Laura. We're down to Las Vegas tomorrow, taking off real early, about 5 a.m. or so. We're going to hit the road. What's your favorite munchies when
Captain Crunch berries. I just eat the shit out of it. I don't even use milk because I'm allergic to milk.
I think, Gerald, because the elevation of Flagstaff is, what is it? What's the elevation of Flagstaff? Does anybody know?
Oh, I think it's oh man, I can't remember now.
Hey,
I've been through so many
Ortho,
mountains.
how are you?
In just like the last 6 months, I've been through like a crap load of mountains.
Hey Carla, how you doing? Hey Janet, gonna check out the see what the opening is like gone into Sunday, into the early part of the week. Trying to get a feel of some of the
Yeah, for
changes that have taken place in the casinos, and then try to do a few cinematic features while I'm down there, and of course some live streams.
I'm gonna enjoy AC and work
Hey,
my
Shelley.
butt off on my website.
Yeah, we had a good time. Hey, Fettis, how are you? Beautiful state. Scottsdale is beautiful, huh?
Oh yeah, Flagstaff is very quiet now. Yup.
I think it's much. I think it's much cooler because of the elevation up.
It
in,
is. Yeah,
Flagstaff.
Man, in the wintertime they can get some snow.
You get some snow up there. Hey,
serious snow.
Dory, how are you? Nice to see you this evening. So it's going to be some traditional things, and then a little more in the way of cinematography. I want to have what's called some focus cinematography now, with just subject matter that just revolves around one theme. Okay, Flagstaff is 2,106 meters. That's like 6,000 feet. So that's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Bring plenty of bikinis. I got them. The weather's going to be pretty good for the first part of the week. It's not going to be blazing hot. If I have to stay beyond Thursday, I'll just put myself over to Hostel Cat or something. Yeah, they'll love to see me back at Hostel Cat.
Yeah, hospital.
Maybe the kitchen
That's
will be
fun.
open this time, huh? The Woe Man. Woe Man.
Ah, thank you, Shelley.
So that's the plan down there, and then maybe we'll drive out one place. I mean, I have a lot of people go to Area 51, go to Area 51, but I don't want to go to Area 51.
It's a waste of gas.
It's a waste of gas. You get out there, you get to a fence, and that's the end of the. Yeah, we'll do a live. Yep, you make it out of the Midwest this summer doing any traveling. At least the early part of my summer, given the events here, I want to be relatively close to the rancho. So a lot of my travel, I was talking to Dee about the Pacific Coast Highway
Oh,
and doing that from San Francisco south through Santa Cruz, Pacifica.
be so beautiful on a bike.
Yeah, and down through. Um, the hell's that? San Luis Obispo and Pismo Beach and right down the coast there. So, yeah, I'm not going to Area 51. It's just, it just seems to me it's a waste of time to drive out. You know, it's
Just to go to a certain point in the middle of a desert and to being told turn around and go back.
Thank you, Dory. I
There's
appreciate
nothing really
that.
to see.
So I don't fancy
beautiful.
going out to a place and just having guys in dark tinted white vans sitting up there on the hill just looking at you and things. It just they are authorized to shoot on sight if you get too far into the area. You should visit the Goldfield. Yeah, I want to. I'm not sure if I'm going to overnight camp there. If I did stay there, I would spring for the Goldfield Hotel, okay, and maybe try to get in good with somebody to get a little tour and a little background on that and do a cinematic feature in Goldfield and Tonopah. Chinatown was a great church when we
Contents
first
watch me
went on
go
lock.
into a
That was a
dangerous
good
mine.
church.
Oh, wouldn't it be so disappointing though if I came out of that mine?
That was a good church when it was in lockdown. And I'll tell you what, Fluffy, I don't know if you saw the cinematic feature I put together on Vegas, or D put together. It ain't no better in Chinatown. Okay, ain't no better. I spent all summer and a few weeks there every year with my brother's family. I could see the kiddos one having surgery, so I was going to be nurse. Okay. Be back in December. People were abducted by aliens. I've heard you lived in Southern California. I lived in Redondo Beach. Ace, I never lived in Southern California. I visited a lot. I particularly like San Diego. I've been to Las Vegas many times.
Joshua Tree.
Many times.
That's my favorite place in Southern California. Is Joshua Tree.
I have been to Redondo Beach. It's a beautiful, and Manhattan Beach, and they're very nice. Some of the most amazing homes on Manhattan Beach. Yeah, Chinatown, San Francisco is it's a photographer's dream. Even during lockdown and after lockdown, there's a few photographers around there doing their thing. Some pretty big gear, walking around with some big lenses and stuff down there.
Made me realize what I really want to go out and buy.
Elkhart, Indiana. There you go. The RV, the heart of the RV industry, gone back to the RV Hall of Fame Museum. Yeah, I think that's like the RVers' mecca is Elkhart, Indiana. There to help out. So
I mean, I probably blew right past him when I was leaving Michigan.
yeah. Do you pass through? I can't remember going through Elkhart.
No, probably not Elkhart, but I mean, that wasn't that far.
Yeah. How about a limousine tour to a pot farm winery and then brewery?
Oh, yeah, the wineries opened up today in Napa. I was so happy to see that on the news.
Limousine tours, money. I don't think Rosie's cut out to be the limo riding gal around. I'll be back again to follow your summer adventures. Time for sleep. Okay, thank you, Dory. I appreciate you coming by to say hi this evening. You have a great one. If we do the Pacific Coast, if Dee chooses to come along, we'll be back. He'll be coming back to the rancho, and we'll be taking off from here and then going south down through San Francisco. Try to do a little bit more of San Francisco in the way of videography, cinematography. We agreed we wanted to try to see Haight Asbury over there. The old hippie area of San Francisco looked pretty cool around there. There's a lot more places to see that are very cinematic. We kind of hit the highest notes, but you can get the sub level of San Francisco. Watch your driving. Southern States found little Arizona is really wild. Little out there from Phoenix. Is that hipster heaven? There she is. How you doing, hipster? What's up, my sweet? Do you think virus is as bad as we thought? It's like people are carrying on like normal. I think people are just tired of lockdown. You know, to be honest, Madowix, that's probably why these protests have been so explosive, because people have just been mentally in a bad place right now. And they're very easily triggered. Cornholio is on the rise again in, I think, 30, I don't know, it's 24 states it's rising, 14 it's gone down, and the balance are sort of flat. Do you think the coronavirus is going to throw a cog in your plans? The worst risk of the coronavirus, in my opinion, is if hospitals begin to get overwhelmed. Okay, and then, you know, all bets are off at that point. But do I think that people will go into lockdown again? Nope. Nope.
Trump said he wouldn't even lock down the country again, though.
At this point in time, I think people would rather just risk herd immunity and just go forward with their lives. I just feel like, yeah, it's going to be a huge risk. I think it's slowly getting, but as they ease off, who knows, it might be a second wave. Well, I think the second wave is already here a little bit now. I think both of us have been exposed to cornholio and have developed antibodies to it. So. I mean,
scared.
for over
I mean, I am, but I'm not.
weeks in protests for weeks, and you know, Vegas and everything.
Hey, Lindsay.
Only one time D said he felt like dog shit. I don't know why I think that's so funny, D.
I did.
You kept telling me, I don't have cornholio. I don't have cornholio.
Just allergies.
And he's like, man, I felt like dog shit. Hey, Lindsay, how you doing, honey? Nice to see you. Florida. Well, they're doing a lot of more testing, too. People are being arrested for not social distancing, and also that curfew.
No more curfew.
Yeah, I can't see Vegas locking anybody up for not social distancing. Do you think you stay cool with that hostel in Vegas? Sometimes you live stream. I would say there. Well, that's the place I would go, Dixie. Do you call it cornholio? Is that a Beavis and Butthead reference? I started calling it cornholio because when my first stream, when I called it coronavirus, YouTube didn't mind. They said it was objectionable. So allergy. Sorry, guys. So I changed it to cornholio, and I never had a problem again with it. The world has failed. LM, it's probably you and your computer. You've probably failed in life. I'm pretty sure I had it on March. My chest was so tight and it hurt to breathe. Lost smell. You probably did have it. You probably did have it. No, Lindsay, that's a false rumor. I addressed that at the beginning of the stream tonight. I don't bear any ill will, but I've had
I hear voices. No.
no communications with that particular person since February of this year. No text messages, no phone calls, no anything. So. Smoked or Thor, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, it was fake news. You're so happy with having D for company. Love your laugh. He's a great person to travel and hang out with. I mean, it's like easy going. You know, and I think he feels the same way about me. It's consideration and simple things. He's not spoiled in the way of we can grab something simple like a cup of coffee to 7-Eleven in the morning, good to go, or you know, a lemon pie or a donut, you're good for the day and saving money. You're not the first streamer to tell me vids are getting demonetized because none of the
They
protest stuff.
actually, a couple weeks ago said you can now say it with
Yeah.
being monetized,
Yeah, and
but at first you couldn't.
none of the protest streams ended up being fully monetized. They were all limited because of the subject matter, which is okay. I mean, I didn't care. I wasn't out there to
Yeah.
to do that. Yeah, Lindsay, it was fake news that was spread around by another YouTuber, but yeah, I put that to rest at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, I did. Remember, a subscriber was called Cornholio. We had a subscriber that used to be on the side chat called Cornholio. Yeah. Plus, any guy that rocks a Johnny Cash T-shirt is all right. Yeah. The casino near Clear Lake opened one day and had someone have the Cornholio virus walking around all day. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow. How much do you think it costs to build one of those big garages like Monica's got with the high doors and the lifts and all the tools? With the lifts, with a 6 to 8 bay lift, probably $700,000 for a garage like that. Something like that, fully outfitted. No, I'm from the East Coast, Kimberly. You like that when say Cornholio.
I'm from the Midwest.
He's from the Midwest.
Good old wonderful Detroit.
I'm from good old Balmer, Maryland, man. The land of pleasant living, the steamed crabs, them Baltimore Orioles, and national beer, baby. That's it. Cody says, are you a man or a woman?
I'm a man.
Yeah, he's a man. Okay. There we go, Cody. I don't know why people have that identification problem when they come in. Yeah. So I'm from Balmer. So I always hear the middle. People think I'm either from Philadelphia or somewhere, Philadelphia or Baltimore, someplace like that. When you say wash your clothes and do your ironing. It's that mixed of a northern and southern accent combined together, which is a royal mess. Other than that, with the travel picture, I can tell you it's going to be an exciting summer. I'm going to limit my travel away from the West Coast until later in summer and fall when the weather starts to cool down. And then hopefully make my way to New England for the fall leaves and things like that over on the East Coast. So, yeah, I don't have it queued up right now.
No, it's not.
Vicky. But I think LA, San Diego, around the California, there's a lot of places. I've lived here for, it'll be 22 years in August. And there's very little I've seen really geographically of California. So I want to try to remedy that. Hey Athena, good night. Rosie's from Baltimore. Birthplace of Babe Ruth. Birthplace of the national anthem, birthplace of Babe Ruth. Yeah. That's it. Bakery Express in Balmer. That's it. Just tell you little Balmerese. Watch out for them police. So that's the plan. I think the Pacific Coast Highway, it'll be very cool and comfortable. There won't be any heat off the Pacific Ocean. It'll lead into, excuse me, I'm battling allergies. It'll lead into Ventura County around in there and Canoga Park and down into
Night fluffy Teddy.
Oxnard and down into Malibu and eventually into LA, which is a great place to boondock in Los Angeles. Okay, Teddy, thank you for coming by. Yeah, the Lady Baltimore cakes. So, yeah, so that's it. Yep, so I'm going to get ahead and close it out. We got to be on the road early tomorrow. But again, as I said in the beginning, don't believe everything you hear, okay? Want to restate again? I got nothing against anybody on YouTube. I bear no ill will. The feelings I experienced back in February have been being what I felt was a very a stab to the heart at that particular time. I'm over that. I've not looked back. I've not had any communication since early February in that regard, nor do I look for any communications. But I do not hold any contempt for anybody. I do not wish anybody to have harm. I wish everybody to stay safe and healthy. But I just caution you guys. Lindsay did the right thing by coming in and asking. Okay, it's like I heard a rumor. I just wanted to fact check it, and now you have the answer on that. So whatever anybody's floating around for views or anything else, you can rest assured they're just false. Okay, and they had no reason to make contact. Life is too good right now here. So I'm going to bid you all a very good night. I'll do an update from the road tomorrow. We stop at the rest stop as I usually do on the way to Vegas. D, any closing words tonight or anything?
No, I'm pretty chill.
Yeah. So I will see you guys. We should be on the road at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Going over top of the Altamont Pass as the sun is coming up. So we'll see you guys on the road tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up on the way out, please take a second and just hit that thumbs up button. We try real hard to bring you content that's not just sterile and sitting around, always at home and never going anywhere, but being out on the road and showing you real life and real events as they happen. So thank you to my moderators as usual. And have a wonderful night, everybody.